Oh my goodness. All right, ladies and gentlemen, there was a bit of a lag, so I couldn't actually tell that the stream had already begun. But regardless of that, welcome, 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 ladies and gentlemen. I know there are some gentlemen joining us, and that's why I'm saying this. Today, we will be covering the most common trading mistakes, okay? The most common trading mistakes and how to identify these mistakes, how to rectify them. I just want to make sure we are all on the same page. Doesn't look like it. It does not look like it. So let's just see what the issue may be. Okay. Okay, I think we're on the right track. Okay, just waiting to see if everything is in order. 1 second. Okay, seems like we are all on track. Okay, so there was a bit of an issue over there, but we are sorted. Welcome, 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 ladies. Today is the third lesson of module 2, and I'm super excited for this one because we don't discuss psychology as much. And in this lesson, we will be discussing a little bit about psychology, also talking about a little bit of practicality as well. However, we will have some live trading sessions as well that are going to take place, and we will provide the dates for you. But the first one should be on the 13th of June, and I'm super excited for these live trading sessions because you'll get to actually see how to place a trade on an actual chart and things of that nature. So in this lesson we will definitely be discussing more about the most common trading mistakes that traders do, how to rectify them, how to identify them, and things of that nature. So again, welcome everyone, and I hope you are cozy, you are comfy. If you're not watching this from South Africa, it's probably not winter where you are. It's very cold this side. I hope you have your trading journal with you so that you could actually, journal all the important things that you get to learn throughout your trading journey, okay? Including this lesson itself, because it's just important, okay? So without further ado, I was just trying to give a little bit of time for those people who weren't able to join to actually join us, because I know that there is somewhat of a delay sometimes. So I've given about 5 minutes so far. I've given about 5 minutes so far. Feel free to ask questions in the comment section. I will be answering questions throughout the lesson as well, even at the end of the lesson. So feel free to ask any questions that you may have. Okay. All right, so just a quick recap before we get right into the lesson. In this module, we understood more about the technical analysis side of things, right? So more about technical analysis, which in my opinion, and opinions may vary, an experienced opinion, technical analysis is normally a foundation of someone who is still learning how to trade. I would definitely recommend that you learn technical analysis first. So you are definitely on the right track if you've been here from the first module all the way up to this lesson over here. by the means of identifying chart patterns, the use of indicators and instruments such as the Fibonacci to identify key entry and exit points. Because at the end of the day, that's what we want to find out. How do we get to identify key entry and exit points? Okay, that's one of the most important things for traders to want to know, regardless as to how they are analyzing their chart. So we've covered the examples, we've covered all these instruments, these tools, and how to identify entry and exit points. You've also covered them in, I believe, in your first module with the first speaker. So now we are just going to continue and dive deeper into certain things that, even though you are well equipped with all this information, there are certain things that you may encounter along the way. And this is basically also to show you that you shouldn't be shocked when you do come across these things, because they're very normal. As traders go through them. Majority of traders go through them. Okay. And a quick disclaimer before we proceed is that any opinion, news, research, prices, analysis, or any other information discussed in this webinar or linked to this presentation is provided as a general market commentary and does not constitute as investment advice. Okay? Okay. I'm seeing the people in the comment section. I'm seeing the comment section is pretty active. If you're not active, be sure to engage as much as possible, because everybody is here to learn. It's lovely to hear from you. Lovely to hear from you. I'm seeing there are a couple of people from Germany. There's someone from Germany. There's people from Zambia. So don't be shy. Mention in the comment section where you're watching this from. Do you have your Octa account? And are you a part of the Telegram group? Because the Telegram group is very much still available for the ladies to join. Trading camp is very much still commencing. So be a part of it. Be a part of a network of like-minded women who are there to support you and be there for you throughout your trading journey. Okay. I'm a South African in Germany. That is amazing. Good for you. Okay. And a little bit about me. If it's your first time joining us, welcome. My name is Chantel Snyman, winner of the Most Influential Trader 2024. I'm actually in my office at the moment, so that is basically the award of the Most Influential Female Trader 2024. And I'm the only female trader on a trading floor in the richest women in Africa. So I am a trader on a trading floor, well-seasoned trader, and yeah, I have over 5 million rand of assets under management. I've mentored over 10,000 people across Africa. So that is basically who is teaching you today, if you don't already know. But yeah, I'm super excited. I'm seeing there are a couple of people from India. I'm seeing, okay, shout out to India. India is already here. Okay, and I'm also seeing that there is someone who is asking about their account. Will their account be deleted if they don't fund it by the 9th? Okay, so your account can only be deleted as per your request. And I see the Octa team has already responded to you, but you can always reactivate it if you want it to be deleted. It can only be deleted as per your request only. Okay. From Nigeria, I'm seeing Nigeria. Welcome. You're at most welcome. Okay. And yeah, let's move on from that. So now that you know a little bit about me, let's get right into why you are actually here. All right. So, a lot of you have always asked me about my journey as a trader, and just for relatability and also to understand a little bit about my experience. So I will tell you that there's a couple of pointers that I've made here for you so that you can understand a bit about my experience. Shout out to Lesotho. I'm seeing Lesotho is in the house. Yes, I love to see this. And if you're a gentleman watching this, be sure to put the ladies that you know, whether it's your mom, your girlfriend, your sister, your aunt, whichever woman of importance is there with you, make sure that you put them on to a really good experience where they'll get to better their finances and, learn a little bit more about an ever growing industry. Okay, so getting right back into oh, someone just reminded me and recently shared the stage with Robert Kiyosaki. Yes, I was at Success Resources, but yeah, that's pretty much that. That's also one of the, I mean, there's so much, I couldn't put all of it on the, on my about me, but I just wanted you just to have a quick recap on anything you would like to know about me, also known as Africa's best female trader by the people, not self-proclaimed. So yeah, that's just one of those things. Anyway, getting back to my experience. So one thing I've always had to encounter is navigating a bias. Okay, so I've encountered bias and stereotypes, and consider the fact that this is coming from the point where I am a female. I'm a female trader. This is a very male-dominated industry, and if you're a male, don't worry. Just listen. It is a male-dominated industry after all. We can't run away from that fact. So there are certain things that do come with it, and I'm also the only female trader on the trading floor. There's a lot of men on the trading floor, so I have definitely encountered bias and stereotypes due to my gender, and initially I did feel underestimated and even dismissed, by some colleagues. But over time, I learned to navigate and challenge these biases by proving my competence and skill in trading. Because one thing about trading is that it does not choose any gender. There's no gender. There's no, background. So it doesn't matter where you're from. It doesn't matter what type of, race you are, anything of that sort. At the end of the day, it's, do you have the skill? And that's the most important factor about all of it. So the simplest way to just show are you a trader is by your skill. And don't ever feel pressured, because you should understand that everybody is always learning. It is an ever learning experience, and just work with what works for you. Okay, so initially I did struggle with a bit of self-doubt because it is a field dominated by men. However, I gained experience and success, and my confidence did grow. I was always confident, actually. Let me put it like that. I was always confident. However, when you are in a male-dominated industry, you tend to get a bit mousy. I learned to trust my instincts and my decisions, and my overcoming lingering imposter syndrome, because you do somewhat feel like an imposter when you are the only gender in a specific environment. Okay. I've also worked hard to develop networks and connections within my industry, and even outside of my industry, really. This involved attending conferences, joining online forums. I mean, I have honored a couple of invites as well, and actively learning to know and understand other traders on the floor. So I've had to learn and understand patterns, things of that nature. And one thing I will say is that your personality type also kind of determines what type of trader you are. And I mean that in a sense where we are discussing, the actual type of trader you are. Are you a position trader? Are your pockets saying you're a position trader? Those type of things. Are you a scalper? Do you not have, what type of mentality are you carrying with you? So when I say understanding other traders on the floor, it all plays a massive role into that, right? These networks provide support, advice, and valuable insights. Not a lot of people speak about how important it is to network, and you being here at this very moment, it really shows the type of person you are, because that means that you are interested, you are willing, and you are you're networking because you're trying to put yourself out there, you're trying to learn, and you are in an environment as a woman with other women that are willing to understand and listen to you, because there are certain things that only women will understand, right? So I have encountered various challenges unique to my gender, such as balancing family responsibilities with my career. Yeah, and dealing with inappropriate comments or behavior from male counterparts. It is something that is there, but I mean, if you look at it, it's not only this industry. It's just the day-to-day life of women generally, but I just didn't want to make it a point where I'm just shying away from this specific fact, and sometimes feeling isolated as one of the few women in trading circles. However, that was just at the beginning of the of my experience. However, now, obviously, being well seasoned, everything is much different. But that's just one of the challenges you get to encounter when you're in a male dominated industry. You learn to address these challenges head on, and whether through assertive communication, you need to be assertive, and you need to address challenges as they are. You need to set boundaries, and you need to seek support from allies if necessary. Okay, so those are just one of the things that as a female trader you get to experience if you are a female trader expanding, right? If you're just not looking to be expanding or anything of that sort, you just want to be isolated, then this should not be a problem for you. You should be perfectly fine in this instance. Okay, all right. So, and one of the other pointers that I have for you is that I had to break a lot of stereotypes. So over time, I believe I became a role model for other aspiring female traders by consistently delivering impressive results. I mean, results do speak for themselves, and breaking stereotypes about gender in trading, because it's like, can you really trade? You do get that as a female, which is very strange because all you need to do is use your brain. And I've aspired other women to pursue careers in finance and Forex trading as well, right? So, it's continuous learning. Like I said, I also recognize the importance of continuous learning in such a dynamic field. I invested time and effort into staying updated with everything that has to do with the market, really. Learning new trading strategies, until I found my niche. Okay, so you need to make sure. That's why I always tell you, or if you haven't heard this one before, heard me saying it rather, it's important to find what works for you and stick with that. Avoid the gimmicks, avoid all. There's a lot of opinions online on social media from people who are just in their, back rooms saying a lot of stuff to you. So you need to make sure that you close your ears to all of that noise and deal with what works for you. And I promise you, there's nothing that can go wrong. There's no such thing as traditional or boring. All this information has just been redistributed. So you need to work with it and make money, most importantly. And if you're passionate about it, it will never feel like work for you. It won't. This commitment to learning enabled me to remain competitive and adapt to changes in the forex market. That's just how it is. There are changes that will happen. Change is inevitable. As a human being, you should know that. So learn how to adapt rather than to repel all types of changes. Because if you're fighting against the trend and you're not making the trend your friend, well, then you'll get to see what you don't want to see. Okay. But despite all of those challenges, I've celebrated my successes along the way. I mean, I continue to do so, whether it's achieving a personal trading milestone. I mean, I have multiple. For now, I have a portfolio, an entire portfolio, and my portfolio is doing pretty good. So at the beginning, there was no portfolio. Obviously, I was doing this, privately, and I started off small. So it went from achieving a personal trading milestone to now looking at my portfolio and with a big smile on my face, earning recognition from peers as well. I mean, the people on the trading floor are absolutely amazing people. I believe that it was somewhat of a shocker to them, but those types of things do happen, and it's ever learning. I'm mentoring other women in the industry, and I take pride in my accomplishment and my progress over the years. And that's one thing I will definitely encourage you to you. There's no such thing as a small win. Just continue, recognizing. If no one is going to recognize your accomplishments for yourself, regardless whether you made $100 today, whether you made 200,000 today, it's still an accomplishment, and you should always celebrate it, because who's going to celebrate you if you don't celebrate you? Okay, whether you don't feel like it, whether you feel like it, always understand that you never succumb to your emotions. You need to control them, and that's the most important part. You need to have your emotions, but you need to control them. So those are the things that you get to encounter throughout your trading journey. And yeah, that's basically what I can tell you my experience was, in a nutshell. How long did the learning process take? So, like I said, it's an ever learning process. And when I say that, I'm not saying that I'm hunting for strategies now, not in that sense, but in a sense where psychologically it's an ever learning process. You need to adapt, like I said, to change. Adapting to change is learning as well. Adapting to change is learning. Adapting to a competitive market is learning, all the time. Whenever a change gets thrown at you, when you deal with it, you've just learned something about yourself. So that's what I mean. However, whatever it is you have learned, right? Whatever it is you have learned, and it works for you, and it's making you, it's putting you in a really good position with your trading portfolio, your trading accounts. That needs to stay that way. That needs to stay that way. You should not be, excuse me, you should not be succumbing to all these opinions online and all these objections and all that, that, and the other. You need to just understand that you have a way, a strategy that works for you, and it's nothing new. It's no gimmick. It's no robots. It's nothing new, just because you saw something that attracted you and that made you think that that would be the case. You just need to stick with what works for you. I think, let me just cut it short and just say that. Okay. So I'm going to give you a couple of tips as well that I would like you to take into consideration. And as a matter of fact, pull out your book right now and take these notes down. You don't have to take everything down, but key pointers. Remember, your brain will always, even if you're just listening to me and you're writing down, your brain will always remember key pointers. So turn up the volume if you have to, and pay attention, listen, and implement, because yeah, these are trading tips from a well-seasoned trader, and it's it's stuff that has worked for me as well on the trading floor and even on a personal scale as a trader. Okay, one thing I just said to you now is trust your analysis and your decision making process. We don't want no panic mechanics over here who buy and then feel like, oop, the market is temporarily going in the opposite direction, let me close. No, you need to trust your decision making process. Confidence in your skills is crucial for success in trading. Okay, it is extremely important for you. You need to trust it, and irrespective of how it turns out at that very moment, you need to be able to trust your decision making process. Okay, just looking at the comments. Okay. You need to trust your decision making process. You need to stay informed, right? So what does that mean? That means continuously educate yourself about the forex market. What do you need to what does that mean? There are news releases, high impact news that come out on specific days, right? Even if you are a technical analyst, at the end of the day, high impact news, even though it's fundamentals, they do affect the market one way or the other. So you staying informed, knowing, oh, it's about to be CPI or PPI or NFP, things of that nature. You need to make sure that you educate yourself about the forex market. Stay updated. Oh, Powell is speaking today. Okay, stay updated on economic news, geopolitical events, and market trends. It's extremely important to know these type of things. Okay, so understand that. Okay. Um, make sure to stay informed. Make sure I can tell you certain places where you can go, certain sites that you can visit to stay informed about, these economic news. You can always visit Forex Factory, and the factory is exactly the same way, spelled as factory. Right, so that's just one of them that you can take a look at. I'm sure it's one of many, trust me, but you can take a look at Forex Factory for now. And yeah, another pointer is that you need to manage your risk. There is nothing more critical, because irrespective of the type of decision making you will do, any decisions you will make, at the end of the day, it won't matter if you're not managing your risk correctly, right? You need to implement proper risk management strategies to protect your money, because that's what you're trying to protect. You're trying to protect your capital at the end of the day. And you should never risk more than you can afford to lose on any trade. You need to have a risk to reward ratio that always makes sense at the end of the day. Okay, so never risk more than you can afford to lose, ever. Okay, and stick to your plan. Develop a trading plan, stick to it, avoid emotional trading, and let your plan guide out your decisions. Okay, it's very similar to trusting your analysis. Okay, and like I said, we all have emotions, we all have bad days, we all have days where, or a specific time in our trading journey where we are a little bit more attached to money. I mean, at this point in my career, I don't think that I'm, you know, attached to money like that. But obviously, money does matter a lot. Um, it does matter. So, what I'm trying to say to you is that even though you do have emotions that spike up because the trade went in the opposite direction, you need to control yourself. What does that mean? That means don't go back into the market immediately and be like, I'm going to make that back. No, that's you're not being rational. You're not. It's not. You're not thinking straight. You need to close your laptop or close the app on your phone and do something else. Okay, do something else. Don't have doubt. Stop, making impulsive decisions, right? So discipline is extremely important. Stick to your trading rules. Stick to them. Stick to them. Even when you're faced with any type of market fluctuation, stick to them. Another pointer is adaptability. Be adaptable and willing to adjust your strategies based on changing market conditions. Right? So, what does that mean? That does not mean that now you are changing this cup to a pink cup. No, it's still a purple cup, still the same strategy. However, it's an adjustment to your strategy. You don't need to change the entire strategy. Look at the market conditions. Pay attention to the market conditions. Be realistic with yourself. Don't force patterns. You're seeing that this pattern is not playing out. What is it actually forming? You need to go back and look at that. But that does not mean now you're no longer paying attention to patterns at all, or you're no longer paying attention to support and resistance at all. Now you're leaving that completely and you're moving on to something else. That is leaving your strategy. Your strategy needs to still be there, but you can adjust it based on current market conditions, okay, or ever changing market conditions. You need to network and learn, build relationships with other traders, and seek mentorship. Now, I will say this, and I said it again earlier on, and this is not a pointer to traders who are starting out, right? This is not a jab at traders who are starting out, so don't worry, you're safe. There are a lot of opinions online of traders who are, gosh, we call them bedroom traders, right? People who basically just give you information that just comes from I don't know where, and they mislead you on that. So there are a lot of opinions online. So I will say that as much as you are building relationships with other traders and seeking mentorship and learning from experiences so that you can accelerate your growth faster as a trader, you need to be able to listen to what works in line with what you are doing all the time, because otherwise you will definitely be confused. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of so-calleds on social media, on YouTube. So just pay attention to that. Okay, you need to also learn that patience is extremely essential in trading. Success does not happen overnight. Everything you would have seen, whether it's online with me, all of that was a process. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. You're not sprinting here. As much as, yes, trading is somewhat of a cheat code, I will say that, and that's just my opinion based on my experience. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. You're gonna get there. You just need to learn how to be patient. And when I say patient, I don't mean years and years and years and years and years. I'm just telling you that you need to learn to be patient and understand changes, because people, when changes come about, their patience wears out as well. Patience wears out. So you need to understand that you need to be patient, you need to be persistent, because you want it. You want it, so you need to be persistent and you need to be patient. You need to review and learn from your mistakes, okay? Because there will be little mistakes that you do along the way. At the end of the day, it does happen and we can't overlook that, right? You need to learn from your mistakes and use them as opportunities for growth. Keep a trading journal. Keep a trading journal to track your trades and analyze what went right, when what and I shouldn't have phrased it this way, because it's never about right and wrong. It's never about right and wrong, right? You need to take anything that did not work in your favor as a learning curve for yourself as a trader. That's one thing you need to understand, and what you need to, and when you are actively implementing, and I really hope that you already have started, because the module 1 ended a while ago. Okay, so I really hope that you have started. You will see that you will see what I mean in fruition, right? When you have started trading, and you've implemented everything that you have learned, right? Track your trades and analyze what you are doing. Okay, there's no such thing. There's just learning curves. Anything that you feel like it wasn't right was a learning curve. I want you to have that mentally. Balance emotions, keep them in check, especially during periods of volatility. The market can just do, it does, the market is, there's a lot that can happen in the market, okay? Brace yourself, because at the end of the day, I am only just notifying you of things that are the reality. However, at the end of the day, there are more smiles than there are sadness in this industry, and this is one industry that does not care where you're from. It doesn't matter here. What matters is, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing there on your phone or on your laptop? That's what's important. So it's an amazing type of place and environment, to be in and be putting your money in, making your money work for you. You want it to be a part of the 1%. You get to understand that the 1% believe in making their money work for them. So your experiences in comparison to other normal people or your normal self won't be the same. It can't be the same. It will never be the same because you're different and you're on a different path, a different learning, different journey. So everything is going to be different for you. Your money is working for you for once, and you're not working for it. But you need to understand that because you are still learning and it's gradual, it is a marathon. But in the long run, it has to work for you. There is no other way. There is no other way. You just need to follow the rules. And the rules are you against you at the end of the day. It is you against you. Now here, this is not a 9 to 5 where it's you against your manager. This is you against you. So it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. It's not an overnight type of thing. People have said that they have done that. Are they managing their risk correctly? Like I said, your story won't be the same as everyone else. It won't. It will not. It's a different journey and it's an amazing journey. Trust me, I know. I definitely know. Okay. So, even in our lesson, we discussed chart analysis, and chart analysis included, high probability trading. And I remember mentioning this in the previous lesson on Friday with you guys. High probability trading is a multiple confirmation analysis. Okay, so you have multiple confluences to give you confirmation on your trade. What does that mean? Using every single bit of those technical tools that I had taught you within this lesson, and even what the previous speaker had taught you, I believe, in your trades, right? Using supply and demand, support and resistance, patterns, indicators. Using all of this is high probability trading because you're using multiple confirmations. And if all of them tell you, you are selling, you are selling, you are selling, you are selling, what are you doing? You're selling, right? That is what we call high probability trading because you're not getting your probability from one factor, from one confirmation. Oh, just because no, we are in a demand zone, that means I should be buying. No, you can't just say that. What pattern is it forming? Is it forming a bullish pattern? Are you seeing a bullish pattern? So if this is a bearish pattern, but you're seeing that you're in a demand zone, so you should be bullish. Now you have two different factors. Now they differ from each other. What do you then need? You need more confirmations to tell you actually where is this going? Where is it going? Okay, I see now that we are, we're forming this pattern. Actually, I didn't see the pattern. This is we are actually now in our supply, our we are at a support level. Okay, that's another confirmation that tells me that we're bullish. So now 3 confirmations told you you're bullish and only 1 confirmation told you you're bearish, meaning you're selling, but 3 told you you're buying. What are you going to do? Which one has a higher probability of happening? In simple terms, it means that based on the analysis a trader has done, he or she has found more reasons why they should be buying rather than selling, or more reasons to be selling rather than buying. It's multiple reasons. Multiple reasons. This is done by combining all the technical analysis tools covered throughout our lessons. This works. It works. You need to close your ears to the gimmicks This works. It does. And it's not information that I'm giving you, it's information that has always been there, that I'm redistributing to you. Now, what are the common trading mistakes? Over trading. Trading too frequently or impulsively, leading to unnecessary losses because you're being impulsive. You're being impulsive, and that's what we don't want. You ignore risk management, failing to implement proper risk management techniques, risking too much capital on a single trade. Because of what? Because of greed. You're seeing something online, you want it. So you're like, I'm going to risk my entire account because I saw whoever doing that. So if I do that, maybe I'll be just as lucky. This is not a gambling game. This is actual trading. Are you a technical analyst or are you a gambler? Because what you're seeing is probably not even true. Lack of discipline, straying from a trading plan, or allowing emotions to drive trading decisions. You look at the fact that I need 1, 2, 3. So now I'm just going to try. I'm just going to try and do something stupid. You can't do that. Chasing losses, trying to recoup losses by taking high risk trades, often resulting in further losses, because that's the only end result. By the way, at the end of the day, that is the only end result. Because even if, let's say, you do get lucky, you end up place a high risk trade, and then you make a large amount of money. Now, because your mentality is that of a gambler's mentality, in your mind it worked. Even though it's just subconscious, it's a subconscious way of thinking. Even though you know the right thing consciously, but then subconsciously your mind says that it worked. So if we try it again, why wouldn't it? Then what? Boom, gone, everything. You're now in a depressive state. You're not adapting to market conditions, failing to adjust trading strategies in response to changing market conditions. You need to adapt to market conditions. You need to adapt to market conditions. The market ever changes. And that's something, I mean, we kind of can control, but we are not collectively doing that at the same time. So market changes, it ever changes, and you need to learn how to adapt to it, and that's where the ever learning comes from. Okay, let me see. I adapt to market changing conditions still. Poor research and analysis, trading without thorough research or analysis of market fundamentals and technical analysis and indicators. You just want to place a trade, buy, sell, like this is a TV game. Buy. No, I heard whoever going live saying we must buy. Then you just buy. But you know better. You know better. Just because when you place your trade, the market went in the opposite direction once, or at that point. Now, from there, you can't do otherwise. Now you have to try and say, no, let me try it. No. Discipline yourself. Do it again. Go and see what you did wrong. Take accountability. You're running away from accountability if you're doing that. Fear of missing out, making impulsive trades based off of impulsive trades based on fear of missing out on potential profits. Whoever said that NFP today, NFP last month made them, so much money. I'm gonna listen to them. And then what happens? Because the people who listen to him, by that time that person is a gambler. And you know what? You know better. You know better. over leveraging, which goes hand in hand with ignoring risk management. Excessive leverage can amplify gains and increase the risk of significant losses. Lack of patience, expecting quick profits and exiting trades prematurely instead of allowing them to develop. Put your TP there by 1335. You don't trust yourself. As soon as you place your trade, you want to take it out at 133 because you don't know if it's going to reach 1335. You don't have confidence in yourself. Lack of patience. Expecting quick profits, exiting trades prematurely instead of allowing them to develop. Allow it to develop. Allow it to develop. Trading based on tips or rumors. This is exactly what I mentioned earlier on. Making decisions based on unverified tips or rumors rather than conducting independent analysis. You are not an independent thinker. You are not an independent thinker if this is what you do. You don't have any sense of independence because you are always looking for the next tip. Now, if you're copying some of the trades of traders who are, are verified and are licensed and all that, and they have been trading, then that's completely different in comparison to someone who's just going online trying to find whoever's tip just because they saw something they liked on that person's page. You don't even know if that person even knows what you know. You don't even know if the amount of knowledge you have surpasses anything they could ever imagine. Just because they gambled at one time and they got it right. That's not how it works. Become an independent thinker. Stick to a plan. This is how you're going to avoid those mistakes. You're going to make sure that you stick to a plan, follow it, and avoid impulsive decisions. You're going to tell yourself you're going to do something. Manage your risk. You're going to implement strict management techniques. You're going to set your stop loss and you're going to limit the amount of capital that you risk on each trade. I don't feel like it's enough. I just made 200 today. So, where were you going to get that 200? Who was going to give you that 200? You made that 200. Stop trying to think that I could have made 2,000. No, you couldn't have. You could have lost your account. You are okay on that 200. And you're going to make another one tomorrow. That's the beautiful thing. Your account will exist tomorrow. Now, if you didn't take that decision, you wouldn't have had an account tomorrow. You need to stay disciplined. You need to control your emotions, maintain the discipline, even during market volatility or when you are facing losses. Understand that stop loss is there for a reason, because it's possible. Every trader can say that. It's not impossible. That one is not impossible. Any trader who tells you otherwise is misleading you. They are lying to you. Straightforward. That's a lie. Learn from your mistakes. Analyze past mistakes to identify patterns and learn from mistakes. Adjust your approach accordingly. Stay informed about the market trends and strategies through ongoing education and learning from experienced traders. As an experienced trader, these are mistakes that are very common. Even people that are now extremely profitable that trade with me, they have gone through all of these things that I'm mentioning to you. So even if you haven't started yet, don't be now discouraged or feel otherwise. No. Where have you ever gotten an opportunity where you get to know any environment? Even let's not even talk about trading. Let's talk about any other environment you step into, or people. If a person came with a manual like this and you are able to read them like this, how many things would you avoid? How many situations would you avoid? if people came with manuals, if some job descriptions came with manuals. Now, in this instance, you are getting, this is what you're likely to encounter, this is how you can avoid it. And this is not just coming in from someone who's just, I don't know, this is coming from an experienced trader on a trading floor in my office. Well, at this point. So patience, patience. You need to learn to be patient, avoid chasing quick profits, allow trades to develop according to your plan. Avoid overtrading. Trade selectively and avoid overtrading. Sticking to a high quality setup and avoiding unnecessary risk. It's really not necessary. Avoid over leveraging. Use your leverage judicially and avoid over leveraging, because over leveraging will magnify your losses. As much as it can magnify your profits, it can magnify your losses. You need to verify your information before acting on it and avoid making decisions based solely on tips or rumors. Be your own individual. Yes, you can learn. Yes, you can listen to what they have to say. But is it in line with what you're doing? Always ask yourself that before you take any information and implement it. Is it in line with what I'm doing? Be so hell-bent on your strategy that you can fully argue it and no one can change your opinion on it. Be an independent thinker. Consider, yes, you can consider seeking mentorship from experienced traders, gain insights, guidance in navigating the complexities of the market. You're doing that right now. Some of you are experienced. Some of you, well, I will say experienced, I won't say profitable, but some of you are experienced, some of you are semi-profitable, or you've made profits before. And the thing is, you need to still figure out whether it works with what you're doing. That's the important part of things. So that is what I want you to take with yourself today, because capital does go hand in hand with your yes, it does go hand in hand with your logic. But at the end of the day, because you think of all the freedom that you can have with a lot of capital, you start now to merge your heart and your brain. It does happen at some point. You merge your heart and your brain. You're no longer here, you're here as well. But now, there needs to be a middle point where you get to tell your heart that I know you are feeling pain right now, or I know you are very excited. Because as much as you can talk about whatever the case may be, you can be very excited because you just made your first profit. Congratulations. Withdraw it. Withdraw your profits. Don't keep your profit in your trading accounts. That is my advice to you. Withdraw it. Make your money work for you, and then you must continue, keep trading. I said your profits. Open another trading account. Well, that's another strategy that we'll discuss at some other time. But for now, I want you to understand that psychologically, and I want you to always use multiple confluences for confirmation. Don't just take a trade based off of one confirmation. No. And I will always stress that to you. I will always stress that to you. Because this is information, like I said, I'm redistributing to you. And the people before me, and the people before me, the people in the 90s, it's just information that is just redistributed. So cancel out the noise, do what you need to do, and you will get there. And by the time you get there, trust me, you will be so proud of yourself. You'll be very proud of yourself. It's traditional, but it works. It works, it works. And remember, your journey won't be like everybody else's, where you know, someone who's working. I'm not discrediting people who are working. Even if you are working and trading, that's completely fine. But if you are still working, your journey will not be the same as the people that are working with you. You'll have a completely different journey because you're taking a different leap into your finances. Okay, every time you do this, every time you go through the journey, you consider the fact that your finances are taking a different route, because normally they go right into the pockets of other people, don't they? As soon as you get paid, bah, you go buy whatever, alcohol, whatever. You just spend it on deferred consumption. Some of you don't spend it on deferred consumption. Some of you spend it on necessities only. You need to also have a point in your life where you just purchase something and you never have to look at your balance. Now, it's not going to happen overnight, but it's definitely going to happen. You just need to learn how to be patient and strategic. Be very, very strategic. Very strategic. It's extremely important for you. Okay. And that's just something that anybody that's actually wealthy would be able to tell you, that you're not going to be normal. You can't be normal. Unless you want a conventional trad life, but you won't be able to live a normal life. Even mentally, you won't think the same. Okay, you won't be like, even the old you. I can't even say other people. The old you, because now you have opened a whole new portal to a different place that you never expected to exist. So understand that. Understand your cries may not be heard by the people around you because they don't understand. And you need to understand that as well. So, good luck. It's a very, very fun place to be. It's very amazing. It's different. And at first, I won't lie to you, I'm always straightforward and honest. It was just about me making money when I started learning how to trade. But then it became a passion because I started informing myself so much. And now I just have all this information gathered in my neuro psyche. It's all there. And you start to think so differently. So you love it. You'll love it. And you'll enjoy it. You will definitely enjoy it. You'll enjoy the fruits of it. Even if there will be hardships throughout, but you'll definitely enjoy the fruits of it. There's no reason why you shouldn't. Remember, guys, use my personal promo code until the 15th of June to double your deposit. Okay, ladies? Chantel Power is the name of the promo code. So make sure that you utilize it before the 15th of June. It can only be used once. So once you place in the promo code, you can't place it in again. Okay. This is a Q&A session. I need you to mentor me. I'm a beginner. Unfortunately, I don't provide any mentorship. However, for the ladies, you can join the Octa Women's Trading Camp. The Telegram channel is here. Should be here in the description as well on the live. So make sure that you go ahead and click on it and join it. You know, your questions get to be asked, surrounded by women. So it's a really good and safe environment. It's a girl environment. Can men join? Unfortunately, not for this. Unfortunately, men cannot be a part of this in particular. So yeah. However, yeah, unfortunately, not for this in particular. I've gone through a lot of things that you're mentioning. Do you do one-on-one mentorship? Unfortunately, I don't. I don't do one-on-one mentorships, unfortunately. And it's with good reason. It's with good reason. But be free to ask any questions, on the Telegram. You can ask any questions, and I'll be there. I'll answer any of the questions you have. You can ask them right now. Um, yeah, the Octa Women Trading Camp is open for all the ladies, in association with Women Creating Wealth Africa, which is run by me, my establishment, my program, rather. Really learned a lot from this module. Um, I'm glad, I'm glad, I'm glad, I'm glad, I'm glad. I'm really happy. I'm really happy that you guys have learned a lot. I'm glad you have. And for those who felt like this was relatable, that's because you're not alone. And like I said, you will kind of feel that way because the people around you don't necessarily understand what you're going through. And it's fine, because you're on a different journey. So, yeah, you should enjoy it. You should enjoy it. Okay. And that we have reached the end of our lesson. I hope all of you had a good time. I really had a good time communicating to you guys about this. It's just really one of those things that you get to go through as a trader. And if you felt relatable to this, it's normal. It is. Just enjoy the journey and be smart, be strategic, let your money work for you. Okay. Let your money work for you. Don't strain yourself mentally. It's not worth it. Okay. And we have come to the end of today's lesson. Thank you very much and enjoy the rest of your evening or day, depending on where you're watching this from. For me, that's all. And Chantel signing out.